For the most highly rated one on my TBR, the Boys of Tommen series, the first book, Binding 13. Binding 13 was rated 4.44, almost 5 stars. I've gotten this recommended by a lot of people. This sounds like it's one of those series, like the Addicted series, where people start reading the series and then they get so attached to the characters and it's kind of like an emotional roller coaster. This is actually going to be really interesting because this is a sports romance, and my track record with sports romances, usually I don't like them as much as other romance books. I don't even know why, but I did read the back of this one and it sounded really good and it got me really excited about it, so I may end up actually loving this one. Since it's a genre that like I don't always like, I feel like it'll be more fair going up against one that's not rated as highly. The one that is rated the least high on my TBR is The Feeling of Falling in Love. Something that I have been trying to start to do though is getting books that I don't know or don't hear a lot about, and this was one of those, so it makes sense that like I didn't hear much about this one, so that could be a reason why it's not rated as highly. Let's see, The Feeling of... This is rated pretty good, but the Binding 13 is rated really high, so we'll see. Maybe I'll like this one better than that one, because I mean that's still like a significant difference. Now, one thing about this one is I am like on page 18 because I didn't know I was going to use it for this video, but now that I am, I mean page 18 is like nothing, but I do like it so far. Okay, I'll see you when I start reading these because my camera's about to die and I have to go, but I will see you when I start reading them. I'm watching my brother's dog right now. I think it's like about to be at a really good part right now, so I'm pretty excited. So I've been reading The Feeling of Falling in Love. I don't know what's up with me lately, but I just haven't been able to pick up a camera. I've like barely been able to read. Like I'm not 100%, but I'm trying. Oh, this is the dog that I'm dog sitting right now. This is my brother's dog, Gator. I'm like 2/3 done with this book. I'm on page 245. This is one of those books that makes me want to fall in love, you know, like it just gives you that feeling. It has that feeling of when you're just like kicking your feet because you're like, oh my god, this is so cute. If I'm remembering correctly, the Goodreads score for this 3.8 something. I would probably give it like around the same. I'm really enjoying reading this. For me, what makes me rate a book less sometimes is if there's like gaps where I'm not as interested, like not a lot uninterested, but just like a little bit. I feel like I have not once been really uninterested in like a certain part of this book. Like I've been into it the entire time. Basically, there's these two high school roommates, Wyatt and Neil. Neil is kind of mean to a lot of the people around him, just doesn't treat them very well. Wyatt, however, is just the sweetest soul. Neil has been like in not really a relationship, but just like was seeing one of his friends for a while. But then he kind of, I think, panicked and decided he didn't really want to be seeing that friend anymore. So in order to like get the message in the friend's head, because the friend was just like not listening, that Neil didn't want to be with him anymore. So to get the message into his head, he ends up saying that he started to get serious about someone like on the side who was actually like he was actually starting to form a relationship with, because they were just like not serious. He used the excuse person as his roommate Wyatt, who like they don't even get along. Wyatt is so sweet and it's so cute to read about them. The romance wasn't like in full swing for a while in the book, but like now that it is so good. It is so good. Getting to this point in the book and liking it the way that I do, one, I'm really interested to see if I like the rest of it as much as I've liked it so far. And two, also I don't know if I said this, but it's a YA romance. I forget if I said that. But two, can you tell I get distracted like really easily? I don't remember what the second thing was. Oh, I remember. I'm excited to see how this book measures up to the next one that I'm reading, because the next one is rated really highly, but I'm really liking this one. So I feel like it's like tough competition. The bar is set pretty high right now. We'll see how I like the rest of this. I feel like it either gets really boring at the end or it just like gets really good at the end. Or it's just like one or the other throughout the entire thing. The main character in this book is transgender, and their family, the one that Wyatt, his roommate, is meeting and stuff, they are quite terrible. There's like some people who like aren't that bad, but it's just like Wyatt is really starting to see like why he is the way that he is. Starting to tear up again. Oh, a whole spoon just fell in my soup. No. Don't. Oh no. Things are not going well. Things are not going well. I just finished The Feeling of Falling in Love, and my initial thoughts are that it was really good. This is like a 4 stars for me, and if I wasn't a little bit in a reading slump sort of thing, it might even be a 4.5, but I can't really tell right now. I'm just gonna say that it's a 4 stars. It's one of those books that like makes you want to be in love so bad. Like it's just like, it's so sweet. Binding 13 has some competition, so we shall see. I've already been reading for a while. I'm just gonna read for a little bit longer and then I'm going to bed. I'm on page 148. Sorry, this is not a very good camera angle. Fell. I'm really loving it so far. I have a lot of thoughts, which I feel like I want to say more of them tomorrow because I'm kind of tired, but I will update you when I'm awake tomorrow. You guys, this book is so good. I'm on page 400. So I've read quite a lot of Binding 13. I just haven't been able to stop reading it. I understand why it's rated so high because it's the type of book where like you get really attached to the characters. Like I'm reading it and I feel like I know and love them. I'm at such a cute scene right now and they're just like laughing and they just seem like they're just really becoming good friends. And it's so heartwarming. His name's Johnny and he's like a rugby star and he's really, really good at rugby. She transferred into this like fancy school where like rugby is a really big thing, and she transferred there because she was getting really badly bullied at her last school. Also, I found out that Tom in college is actually just like high school age, so I don't think it's like a college the way that I think of a college. It takes place in Ireland, so I think that that plays a part in it and like why it's called that and stuff. The fact too that he's like being someone who's protecting her is just like so heartwarming because she really badly like needs someone to be looking out for her. It's definitely kind of a slow burn. It's one of those books where when you get caught up in the characters and you really just kind of start to get into it, that's when you're hooked, and it's like very hooked, you know? All the characters in the friend group and stuff, like I love all of them. There's Johnny and Shannon, there's Joey and that's Shannon's brother, and then there's Gibbsy and that's Johnny's like best friend, and there's like some other people who are friends too, like there's Claire. I just love, like I love all of them and I love reading about them and I'm very invested in their stories and I want to read the other books. Like I'm definitely getting the next one. I've just been laughing at the banter between the friends this entire time. He has like such intense mood changes and like I get why it just happened just now, but it's like that was harsh. Like they were having the cutest moment ever and then it just changed in a second and it was kind of sad. This book just made me cry and I'm actually gonna order the second one right now because I can't wait. I wanted to do a quick wrap up of the books that I read and my final verdict on which one I liked better. So the worst rated one, The Feeling of Falling in Love, I really loved this book. Both of these books like pulled out so much emotion for me, like both of them made me cry. I've liked this one a lot more than some higher rated books that I've read. It was super heartwarming and it just felt so pure. The love between the two main characters was just like so fun and felt so good to read about. It was entertaining throughout the entire thing and it's young adult. It's one of those young adult books or romances that feels a little bit less young adult, like on the scale of how young it could feel, gearing towards like a slightly older audience, maybe. I mean, it depends who you are. Shannon transfers into Tom in college, high school. It's just like a private school basically where a lot of the more wealthy kids go. She's really going through it and like every aspect of her life, like she just cannot catch a break. But then she meets Johnny and everything changes from there on out. These books are so, I say books because I have almost already finished the second book of this, Keeping 13, and I do plan to read the entire rest of the series. To say that I like this book is an understatement because I actually love it so much. I understand the rating for this because I myself am going to give it 5 stars. I just realized I didn't settle on a rating for The Feeling of Falling in Love, but I would say 4 stars for that one. These characters, I just feel so connected to them like in the way that I just love them. I feel so invested in their stories. I think it's also the fact that it's a series, so you can just continue to follow along with them. And it's the fact that it's a found family, which there are a lot of different aspects of this book that I love. It's a romance at its core, but it also has so many other aspects. Like it has Shannon's life and like all the things that she's going through, and then it also is a dual POV, so it has Johnny's life and all the things that he's going through too. And then there's also a found family that is just so lovable and endearing and just like keeps growing, especially in the second book. It gets way stronger. I didn't expect this book to have so many like comedic parts in it. It has like all the different ranges of emotions. It has like the swooning romantic parts, it has the devastating, emotionally like very sad parts, and then it also has like hilarious moments. Like it just has everything. I don't even know if I said this, but in the beginning of it I was bored, okay? I feel like there was just a lot of information being dumped at the very beginning, but once I got through that, it was really entertaining and grabbed me in. After I got through and got into it, I was completely hooked. So I found one of my new favorite romance books and romance series. It's one of those things where it's gonna have different romances for the different characters, and the next one up is Shannon's brother Joey, and I love Joey so much. He is just such an amazing character. He has gone through so much as a character that I just really want him to be happy. So I loved both of them a lot, but yeah, I do understand why this one's rated so high because it was just so good. Make sure to like this video if you liked it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos, and I will see you in the next one.